Bum, 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 bum. And we're live. Yes, and we're live on Facebook too. All right, cool. It worked. What's up, everybody?
Sup?
What's going on? Ooh,
Oh.
yes. Do you want my close-up, Mr. DeVere?
Sorry.
Welcome to Film Trigger Drive-By News, hosted by me, Stevie Cade, and Seth Draven, the man behind the curtain, and guest host over here, Mr. Ramon from Hit or Miss TV. How you doing?
All right.
All right. Oh, I have a feeling today is going to be slap happy for some reason.
I'll behave. Sorry,
I'm in a good mood right now
I'm not
too.
saying
So
I'm saying that me too. Like I'm in a weird headspace, but I'm excited. All right, let's do our intro and get this show started in 3, 2. Woohoo! Drive-by news. Is Ramon pretending like he's frozen?
yes, he is because I can see him moving.
I can see his lights moving in the background. So.
Damn it! Oh yeah.
Clever.
I didn't think that through. Oh, what a foul!
Oh, everybody. Okay. Oh, that's good stuff. All right.
Light.
Well, yeah, it told on you, buddy. We got some stuff to talk about for sure. Let's start off with some basic stuff. We were already chatting backstage a little bit, but Eternals, first thoughts, no spoilers. Seth and I went and saw Eternals today or last night, and Ramon, I believe you've already seen it. Yes, you have. And both of these guys actually will be on Al Seward's Dark Side Review channel to talk spoilers about that tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll put a little link in the comments section here for you guys. I don't know if you guys can click on that link, but there you go. So I know that we kind of did a little backstage discussion, but let's just run through it a little bit more. Ramon, give me your overall non-spoiler thoughts about Eternals.
Honest opinion. Don't listen to people online and do not listen to critics, including myself, who does all the reviews on my channel. A lot of what we do is our own opinions. The movie was completely destroyed. You know, we've all heard about the stories with Rotten Tomatoes. Is this the worst movie that's been done by the MCU? I don't think so by a mile. I was expecting, like many of you that are probably watching this, that we were going to go and watch a movie that's going to be just a complete mess.
Yeah.
To me, this was not that film. And I think because of all the negative reviews and everything about all this diversity and stuff, no, I'm sorry. It wasn't the movie that's being portrayed in the media to me. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I was expecting to hate it. So that's, if you can take anything from that, that's my honest opinion. I thought it was a really good film. Definitely got problems, but they're more generic things. So I won't spoil it. But it's more generic things and my personal opinion, but it's not a movie I watched and I come away like, what was that all about? It's such a mess. It just wasn't that movie, but it's definitely worth watching and making your own mind up about it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Seth. Where do you set at with Eternals spoiler-free stuff?
I mean, I think Ramon said it perfectly. You know, just don't listen to the critics. Like, I can understand how some people don't like this movie. You know, it's long, and not only is it very long, but it's about characters that not many people know about. You know, so like people are kind of questioning, like, well, do I really want to invest almost 3 hours into these characters that I have absolutely no idea about? But I'll tell you this, it is worth it. Like, they do a very good job of explaining everything you need to know to you. I was never confused. I was never lost. I knew everything that was happening. I understood the consequences of things. Like, it wasn't as confusing as some people think it is. Like, even you know, before we saw the movie, you were thinking it might be another Dune type of situation, or like, you know, it's easy to get lost in. You know, it's hard to understand. What was the thing you said last night? Like, words you don't understand and names you can't pronounce type of thing.
Yeah, that was Dune. That was
The
Dune for
Benny
me.
Gesserit. Benny Gesserit.
But that was like me and you both were afraid the Eternals was going to be like that. But at least for me, I had a great time with it, and I highly recommend you go see it. As of now, I'm just going to throw this out there. As of now, I looked through the list last night. It is actually my 5th favorite MCU movie after
You're
ranking
kidding.
them.
What
Wow.
of the lot, really?
Yeah.
I've not
Now,
done that.
if we go look through like every MCU project, including TV shows, it's number 6, because I would put Loki above Eternals still, but
Yeah,
the
Seth
movies
Seth
only
really
number
loved this
5.
movie. Yeah,
I mean, I don't
That's just
know.
my
You, it's a
thoughts on
good,
it.
it's a good thing. I'm gonna have to do the same sort of thing. I've never done that. Where would I rank it in terms of the whole MCU? I would definitely put it much higher than I thought I would have done. Put it that way. I was expecting, like, with what we've seen online, I'm thinking in the last 2 or 3. You know what I mean? Like one of the oh God, don't watch that again. I'll definitely watch it again, 100%.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, well, I guess I'll share my thoughts. Yeah, very much like you, Ramon. I was on middle of the road with it. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was an okay movie, and people seem to forget that we're allowed to have those. We're allowed to have okay movies.
Yep.
They don't all have to be, the most mind blowing movie I've ever seen, or the worst piece of crap that Marvel's ever put out. It doesn't have to be that way, and that's how I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be the worst movie ever. Not looking forward to it. Just like Seth said, I went into it thinking it was going to be like Dune, a whole bunch of words I don't understand and names I can't pronounce, and it wasn't. The movie did very well explaining the story to me. I didn't need to know any of the source material. They told it to me. It was fine, and it was very yeah. It was a long movie, slow burn, but I am a fan of Batman v Superman. I am a fan of Zack Snyder's Justice League. That I can deal with that. I can handle a slow burn movie, and last night I said I wouldn't. I don't think I'll have any need to watch it again. But Ramon, again, like you, I feel like this might be one of those movies. The more I watch it, the more I actually will like it, because I will absorb a lot more information over time. So
Yeah,
Sorry, Seth, go on.
I was just gonna say, one of the things I said last night in the drive-by review is I was kind of questioning the rewatchability of this movie.
yeah,
Even though I loved it, but then I'll watch it eventually just to find out how rewatchable it is. But the same thing happened with the Snyder Cut for me. I watched it and I loved it, and I was just like, but it's 4 hours. How will I like really rewatch this movie? I watched that movie 10 times, and
I was
I
just
still
about
want
to
to watch
say,
it again.
I've just
Like,
thought
I watched it last
probably
night.
about that, probably about
Nice.
10 or 12 times the same. And it is, when you say it like that, that's ridiculous. It's 4 hours, and I think I watched it 3 times in the first week, at least.
Oh, I watched
and I
it
was just
twice
like,
the day it came out.
Yep.
and I was
Yep.
like, what am I doing? But I just thought it was such an enjoyable film.
Well, it's funny. We bring this up, and there's going to be a lot of comparisons with Man of Steel and Batman v Superman and Snyder Cut with this movie, and there's a reason why. The director says she was inspired by Man of Steel for this movie, and it's very clear. Sometimes a little too clear. That's what she did, But I'm glad she came out. I'm glad she came out and said that, because otherwise I would have been bitter. I would have been like, oh, she blatantly ripping Zack Snyder off.
Yeah.
But no, she was paying homage. She was doing respect. I really enjoyed what he did. I was inspired by that. I don't know. To me, this says a lot about your average movie goer these days. Like, can average movie goers really like these kind of opera style of telling movies? Or do they find it? Do they want the quick, flashy lights and comedy bits?
I think it's a difficult one, because like Seth said, I can see why there's going to be people that dislike this film. I thought I was going to be one of them.
Yeah.
The problem is, back to what you said, I think in general, without using harsh language, there's a lot of shh that goes to the cinema these days, and we're so used to seeing just not slagging off films in anything in particular, but we're used to seeing movies that are just like, oh, Venom, Carnage should
Yeah.
have been a great film. Should have been a great film, but it was just yeah. And I think the general public that's the level of that's the standard of what we're
Yeah.
getting. So when we get
Level of
something bigger,
expectation.
like we get your June, you get Zack's. Think about it. What we've had this year, we've had June, Zack Snyder's Justice. Was that this year?
Yeah, that was just
Early this year, weren't it?
yeah.
And this, like 3 gigantic movies. I would rather have movies like this going forward. That's just my personal opinion, because I'm watching movies and I'm just like just getting into it, and 2-3 hours, whatever it is, coming away, and we've got long discussions about it rather than just, did you see Venom? Yeah. It was generic. Yeah. There was explosions. Yeah.
Yeah.
The good guy wins, the bad guy dies, the end. And it was just
Yeah. Yeah.
so for me personally, I would love, like I said to Seth before we went live, if the new Spider-Man was 3 hours long, 3.5 hours, I'd be screaming happy, because I know what to expect then. I know we're going to get this epic, gigantic tale, and I'd be like, yes, I'm bang up for that. But, not everyone's like that, and I respect that. That's fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. So I, I, I'm kind of at a loss here, because I want there to more movies to be like this, to be this, drawn out, just telling a good story. But I feel like we're never actually going to get there, because
No.
audiences have this expectation of, I mean, it not just audience, but studios know this. Studios know this is what the audience wants. That's why they're always trying to cut back people's run times. That's why they're always, oh, no, you need to brighten it up. You need to add more comedy. You need, oh, that's a little too dark for the youngins. They're always trying to do that. They're always trying to stifle people's creativity.
That's one thing we've not said. I don't think this is a film for kids at all. I really don't. Maybe you guys think different. If you took a 13-year-old to see this, I think they would be, unless they're like into the comics, I think they'd be bored out their nut. I don't know. I just think they would be bored, because it's not really an action film, is it? It's more of a talking, this is what's happening, this is what's going on. But I don't know. I think maybe like young kids might just be like, I want Spider-Man, I want Thor, I want, you know what I mean? So it depends on.
Yeah, I'd be very curious to see what Seth 5 years ago would have thought about this movie.
Oh, I probably wouldn't have liked it.
Yeah.
I'm
what I
willing to.
mean.
I'll tell you right now, I probably would not have liked this movie at all. I probably would have been like, "Oh, come on, where's the good stuff?" But now
Yeah.
it's like as soon as I read that opening crawl or whatever, and then like the first scene, I was hooked. I was just like, "This looks good." I'm like, "I like this already. I like the vibe of this."
See, you and I had different reactions to that opening crawl, because I saw it and I'm like, oh, here we go. They, on top of them trying to build this world, they really just had to try to let us know every possible thing they can. Here we go. Because I saw names I didn't recognize and words I couldn't pronounce, and I was just like, oh no, not another Dune. But
Yeah.
but the movie panned out. So like I definitely liked Eternals for what it was, and maybe I'll like it more going forward. We'll see. But I think one of the most important things about this film was its purpose. And I said it in my review. Again, no spoilers, but I believe that its purpose is very much so like Captain Marvel's purpose. We had to have a Captain Marvel movie just so we know what was going on, why she shows up in Endgame. Who is this character? They don't have to give explanation. I think Eternals was a setup for future movies. So when these characters show up in future movies, they're like, okay, we gave you this movie, you know who they are. And now we can just move forward. I think it was a stepping stone for their involvement, because I think their involvement in the MCU is going to be quite present moving on.
Do you know what's crazy? Looking back at that whole thing with Captain Marvel, she didn't even need to be in the MCU, because all she did was destroy that ship at the end.
Yeah.
So really, you
Yeah.
could have just changed that scene and it weren't as dangerous, the ship, and the fight would have been the same outcome.
I'm
Like,
sure
that was
she'll play her part eventually.
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
agree
you
with
know
you.
what I
As of
mean, like-
now, like she doesn't really have to be there yet. I
there's
I feel like
no-
they could have waited until after Endgame to like really introduce
now,
her to the
yeah,
MCU.
and after this movie, it makes more sense why someone like that's going to be useful.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'll throw this out there. If we would have gotten like a Captain Marvel movie after this with like kind of like the tone of this, like
Oh God, yeah.
that would have been
so
great.
much-
I actually
so
really
much better.
kind of wish that we got that now.
Yeah, it would have been so much better. The last thing I want to say, and I know this is just me being my idiot self, Angelina Jolie, so damn. Oh my God, she's so hot, bro. Like, ever since I was a kid growing up, yeah, all of her movies. Oh my God, seeing her in that, I just wanted to put my head for a brick wall. Like, she's so ridiculously. Like, there's some beautiful women in the world, but there's something about her that's always mesmerizing to me. Like, she's beautiful anyway, but it's like she's not like any other woman I've ever seen, actress or in real life. I just think she's just incredible. Like, as soon as she walks on screen, I'm just like,
Yeah,
like
I was noticing last night that she did stand out from the other actors.
oh,
Like it was just in her
it's something
capabilities.
about her. It's
Yeah, the
something
presence that she held. I did take slight notice of that. But I'm
that
like you. I've always had a big crush
I was
on
just
Angelina
about
Jolie.
to say something, but I didn't. Yeah, no spoilers. But some there's parts with her character I really really enjoyed, but there's things in it that we'll talk about in spoilers. Not really bad things, but yeah, I just think ridiculous. It's not normal. It's not normal. Like, a woman can be that attractive. I've just got to say, it's not normal. Like, when you just like you walk down the street and you see a woman, you're going, oh, like, there's beautiful women, there's attractive men for females, and you go, oh yeah. But like, you see someone, you go, huh? Like, I don't get it. Like, how? How can someone be that? How?
Yeah.
Don't get it.
Have you ever seen Gia?
Yep.
No, that was like her introduction movie. Great movie.
Anyway, sorry, I had to get off my chest because
Hey, buddy, that's what we're here for. Let it out. So
you
moving.
really want me to let it all out, all of it,
No,
really.
no, actually,
Okay.
actually, moving on.
All right, sorry.
Here, let's bask in how beautiful. Oh shit, what's his name?
Chris Pratt is.
God no. Oh my God, his name just Seth. Who stars in Morbius?
Oh,
Jared
Jared
Leto.
Leto.
Jared Leto. God, thank you. Because okay, so obviously the Morbius trailer landed. Did you watch it, Ramon?
Yep, done a
Okay.
reaction to it. Yep.
All right, cool. Seth and I watched it last night, and he watched it before, but last night we watched it a couple of times, and we have the question in our head was, what universe is Morbius in? Because they make reference to what it was 3 or 4 different references,
Four different universes
in that movie.
I think it's going to cross over with Spider-Man and everything at some point.
Well, yeah, but
okay,
which one?
Yeah, but like the question is which
sorry.
one? Like,
yeah, which one?
Which Spider-Man? Because there are references to the Tobey Maguire universe, the Andrew Garfield universe, the Tom Holland universe, of course, with Michael Keaton appearing in the trailer, and the Venom universe with them name dropping Venom at the end of the trailer.
In that case, I don't know. No, you're right. I don't know. When you look at it like that, I don't know. One thing I will say about it, it looks a heck of a lot better than I initially thought it was going to be. Another one of those where I like him, like the character, saw the first like teaser trailer and I was like, But this looks, I'm a lot more interested. After watching that, I was like, oh, this is in it, this is in it, this is in it. And I was like, this actually looks all right. So yeah, I'm more interested in it, definitely.
I'm just so confused about it. Like, because I just everything that Seth just pointed out, the fact that you see the Sam Raimi Daily Bugle newspaper and the Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire's spider suit in the background on that wall. But then you also have Michael Keaton as Vulture. And then you also.
What if he's in it?
Okay, then what is Michael Keaton doing there? As Vulture, what's he doing there?
I'm just throwing this out there. And this is just an idea that popped in my head last night. There's no actual evidence to back this up at all. But there are 2 references to the Sam Raimi universe. There's only one reference to the others. So there's more evidence to support Sam Raimi universe here. What if Morbius actually does take place in the Sam Raimi universe? And we know how there's villains from the Sam Raimi universe and the Andrew Garfield universe getting transported into the MCU. What if there's a reverse effect? MCU villains getting transported into the Raimi universe. That's how Michael Keaton Vulture could be there. And also, we know Venom does exist in the Raimi universe. Right. So maybe he's talking about that one. Like, I know Venom wasn't super popular in the Raimi universe. He kind of died at the end of that movie, but still, he existed. So Just throwing it out there. I don't know.
I'm definitely, as I say, I'm just definitely more excited because, again, with that one, I was kind of looking at that as another
That was a
But-
good trailer. I'll give you that.
But I was watching it and it got me more intrigued. I was watching that trailer and at first I was like, yeah, I'm going to watch it anyway because we're all going to watch it. But it was more for the sake of it because we've got to. Whereas now I'm like, you know what, man, I'm actually looking forward to it because I think it's going to be a good film. I do. I think it'll be a good film.
I still have my it looks good,
Mm.
but I still have my concerns. A couple of my concerns are, number one, I still got PTSD from Venom, and
That's
the
really bad. When we
Carnage
look
book.
back at that, it's really bad, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, and that's Sony.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. That's the formula that they're rolling with. And so I got that rattling around in my head. I also I can't get rid of the fear of knowing that this is a January release date. January being very well known.
I mentioned that in my thing, and I said, with it being a January, it might be a disaster.
Right.
If the movie was done, I reviewed it, I think, on the Sunday, and it was that Halloween weekend, and I was like, why the hell didn't this come out on Friday or Thursday? Like,
Yeah.
if the film's done and it's ready, that's vampire film, Halloween. I just thought it would have been the perfect, but I don't get that.
Yeah. It's. I mean, Seth, do you remember what its original release date was?
The first release date this movie ever had was July 2020, I believe.
See that's a blockbuster release date. It went from a blockbuster summer release date to the pits of hell release date in January.
So that means there's no excuse then. It should have come out in Halloween. And I think because if it's not going to come out July or whatever, it should have come out Halloween because it's the month, like the whole monster thing.
Yeah.
It's no brainer.
Yeah, it makes sense. It always drives me nuts when they do that, when they put like scary movies or Halloween movies, like Child's Play came out in spring. I'm like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
I'll say this, and this might be an unpopular opinion with some other people. I feel like they should have swapped the release dates of Morbius and Venom 2. Morbius could have come out October 1st. Venom 2 delayed to January because Venom 2 is definitely a January movie.
Yeah, the more I think about Venom 2, the more I just am not happy.
I think you pointed out something there, though. It's true. The whole thing with horror movies, because again, Halloween comes out at Halloween. Perfect. Everyone's in the mood for it. Look how all of our channels were great over Halloween. We was all hyped up for it, all in the mood for it. And if Freddy versus Jason or something came out in February, I'd be like, what are you doing? Like,
right.
Halloween's a whole month. Like, you've got a whole month where you can release.
And you could even go into September, like leading up to October. Those are good dates also.
I agree. Horror movies, unless
Ghostbusters. I think Ghostbusters should have been a little bit earlier than it is, but mid-November is okay. I'll take that.
Yeah, I think it's a strange one. It's the horror movies, especially if it's like your average ones, like your Annabelles and that, they can come out in the summer or whatever. But I think even so, I think that all of those movies should just be blasted during Halloween, and the theaters should just be full of, all of the big horror movies. It's like the perfect time for it. I've never understood that either.
Yeah, or I think the biggest missed opportunity, Seth, you know what I'm going to say.
I don't. I'll remember it when you say it.
Aquaman and Shazam.
Oh, yeah.
They should have had.
Those should have absolutely been swapped.
They should have been swapped release
dates. What was
dates.
the dates for those?
Aquaman is for some reason Aquaman's become a Christmas release movie. Its next release date is also going to be around Christmas. The first movie's release date was around Christmas. And then Shazam was like spring, but Shazam was a Christmas movie. It was held at Christmas
summer
time.
Blockbuster type thing,
exactly. Aquaman fits that summer blockbuster, and they always put them out during Christmas. I'm like, why?
It's true though. I've never really thought. I mean, other than the obvious, like a Christmas movie's got to be Christmas. But yeah, you're right. I think I've never really thought and taken into consideration release dates so much with movies. But you're right. I think studios are stupid, realistically, to have the horrors at the wrong time. Something like Aquaman, to me, it is kind of a summer movie. It's like these are the big blockbusters of the MCU. Yeah. It should be in the summer.
Yeah, ocean, Caribbean, warm. You're in the mood. You're in that mode. That's what summer is: hot water, fish.
Yeah, weird. It's weird.
Aquaman.
And you said Ghostbusters. When is that actually out now?
In 2 weeks.
Next week.
Oh,
Can I
next week.
just? Are we talking about that today? Because I just want to get something off my chest about it.
We can. Yeah, we can talk about it.
Did I abuse Dan Aykroyd last week?
Oh.
Did I or did I not? Because I think he's a moron.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. If you want to do that,
you know what I'm going to talk about, don't you?
Well, hold on.
Okay,
Just
sorry.
Give me a second. I gotta find it because you there. I already have it on here. Ramon. Dan Aykroyd wants to cancel Hurtful comedy.
So basically, he made a statement saying that any comedy that could be considered offensive to people should be cancelled, and anyone that does it should be cancelled, because the kind of comedy he's always done, I don't know the exact words he used, was kind of like, like popcorn comedy. No disrespect, Ghostbusters and everything, but it's like the fun, happy-go-lucky comedy, which is great. He was great at that. But then to say that that's all you should do, I think he's a disgrace. I think he's a disgrace. Personally, I think that's just such a. I just think this. I don't know. I was fuming, especially someone like him. He was a creative genius in the 80s with movies and writing. Like he should know better, in my opinion. He should know better. I'm holding my language.
I'm trying to pull this up.
I just find it a very strange. Just a strange thing for someone like him to say. It'd be like Bill Murray saying it. I'd be like, I don't. Bill Murray should know. He should know better.
Never mind.
Yeah, I just find
sorry.
it
I don't know now. Apparently, I can't even open up any link without getting laggy. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
So I have all the links for this stuff drew up, but as soon as I share my screen, it just.
Because
really
what's to say? For example, let's say hurtful comedy. Let's go down the route of saying offensive comedy. Say I make a joke on here about gay people in Eternals, and then I make a offensive joke. I go, all right, cool, I can understand why. But then what if I say he does a joke that's just about someone with blonde hair? I go, well, hang on, I've got a friend who's blonde hair.
Right. Where's it
offensive
end?
to me?
Where's it end?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, where does I just don't like that. I just no,
because comedy, it's all. It's interpretive, it's you can I mean, let's go back to Dan Aykroyd's comedy himself. Okay, we made this this comparison before, but he's always saying, oh, I do fun popcorn jokes. Okay, maybe this joke wasn't hurtful, but if you putting out family friendly content, he is the mind behind Ghostbusters, right? That's Dan Aykroyd's child. And what is in Ghostbusters?
Yeah, that scene.
One of the most offensive scenes. If you think about it, dude's getting a BJ from a ghost,
and it's funny. It is funny. That's the joke.
Right.
It's funny. Like,
but
now, then he should be called out for that. He should now,
right, according to his rules. Yeah,
and that's just come on. Look at one of my favorite movies ever, dude. Is See No Evil, Hear No Evil. Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. That movie is so messed up. Like, one of them can see, one of them can hear, and it's like, but the timing and the jokes in that movie are can be considered so offensive for what they're doing.
Yeah,
but it's so funny. It's so funny. There's a part in it. I remember there's a part when Gene Wilder because he's the deaf one, and he's looking at Richard Pryor's lips, and he's saying, and Richard Pryor says, "Are you sure you can't hit me? What if I scream in your ear?" And then he goes up to him and he screams in his ear, "Can you hear me?" And Gene Wilder's like, "Oh my God." He goes, "What, you can hear me?" He goes, "No, I'm fucking deaf."
I remember that scene.
That's so funny. Like, that's comedy. That's comedy.
Yeah, and this also plays into, like, well, nowadays, can somebody play a deaf person in a movie? Why? Because aren't there plenty of deaf actors that can play those parts? Why are they playing a deaf person in this movie? I mean, go and call back to Eternals, which that actress is deaf or mute. I can't tell which one she is in that movie, but
deaf, I believe.
Okay, but at what point in time do we who's
It's gonna
who
get
makes
out. It's gonna get crazy, dude. Like
yeah,
we
who
talked
makes the
about.
rules? Where does it end? Why what's hurtful to you might not be hurtful to me. What's hurtful to me might not be hurtful to you. So who's to say? Why don't we just all just put this stuff in like one big bin and say, okay, here's all of our hurtful stuff. Let's just laugh at it with each other. Can we do that? Can we laugh at it with each other?
Is he actually starring in the new movie, or is he just writing, directing?
Dan Aykroyd?
Because if he, if,
I don't think he wrote it. No, he didn't write it. He came up with the original Ghostbusters concept. That's what I meant by Dan Aykroyd.
no. But what I'm saying is, if it's the case that he's in this, even if he's in it a tiny bit,
Yeah, he's in it for sure.
I'm gonna analyze that entire movie for something that's offensive, and I'm gonna call him out on it on social media because
he's in the trailer. So
yeah, he is in the movie. Him and the originals are already confirmed to be in it.
Yeah,
and also Dan Aykroyd is in the trailer too. He's the guy that picks up the phone at the end of the trailer.
Oh yeah,
says,
of course.
Sorry, we're closed.
Yeah. I think with an exception, like we talk about this stuff all the time, and I'm sorry to bring all of this up again, but it's unless it's something that's like, if say we're watching Eternals, and someone comes in and a white person uses racial slurs against a black person, it's got nothing to do with the film, and it's just in there to be offensive. Yes, right. I get it. That's offensive. I get it. But when we're talking about general comedy and the sort of cutback they're trying to do on things, I just think it's silly. We're going to lose so much magic in movies and TV. We're going to lose so much great things, but yeah, where does it end? Like you say.
Well, I mean, look at what they're trying to do to Dave Chappelle. You know, like
it's disgusting, mate.
And Dave Chappelle is this like he don't care.
No.
They're like Dave Chappelle, your Netflix special is offensive, and I'm not going to watch it. What's his reply? I already got paid. I don't care.
Yeah.
So what? Don't watch it. I already got paid.
I think the main thing is, I think realistically, what's that? There was something that's everyone hyped about, a TV show. I can't remember what it was now. Oh, is Batwoman? Yeah, Batwoman. And it's obviously going for like the diverse crowd, and so's gay in it. So and I'm like, I watched a couple of episodes. I'm like, it's not really for me. But I don't sit there afterwards and go, I'm offended by that, and everyone should be cancelled for it. No, if there's an audience for it, if there's a million people queuing up saying, I really want this character, I really want Batman to be a lesbian or gay or whatever, and millions are going to support it, go and make it because you've got the fan base. Cool, I'm 100% behind it. But it just seems a bit bizarre now, like you say, with Dave Chappelle. Well, if I don't like your comedy, no, it goes against what I say. You shouldn't be allowed to do it. That's what I'm against. You can't do that. You can't do. That's just. It's wrong. It's wrong.
There's only one instance that I can think of. I'm sure there's millions, but there's only one I'm thinking of that I really, truly believed. Okay, this comedian went off the deep end, and that was Michael Richards, who played Kramer on Seinfeld.
Oh right, no, I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Oh man,
I don't know.
There's a video of it, and it was like right when camera phones were first coming out, like. It was like over 20 years ago. And
oh, right. Okay. No, I didn't know about this.
He did stand-up comedy, and part of his bit was using the N-word.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And like he was using it a lot. And like one of the people stood up and said, hey man, a black gentleman stood up and said, hey man, that's what you're saying is really offensive. Like it's not funny anymore. And Michael Richards, instead of saying, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. He played into it more. He goes, oh, look at this N-word. You know, oh, he's a perfect of what I'm like. He was trying to save himself.
How do you know it wasn't set up and it was an audience member that was set up? Or was it?
Well, no, because it continued. Number one, it ruined his career. Number two,
okay.
He did an entire apology on the late night, the David Letterman, or not David Letterman. Maybe it was David Letterman. I can't remember. A late night show, like. Jerry Seinfeld was on the show, and he had Michael Richards call in, and Michael Richards, he was so distraught. He's like, maybe I shouldn't be here. The audience was laughing at him because they thought this was a bit.
Right.
And he's like, everyone's laughing. I can't do this. You know, like, yeah, he's like, I made a mistake. You know, I'm not like that. I was trying to save my bit, and I just went too far. But yeah, that's one of the instances where I can say, okay,
that's true. To be honest with you, I say about the things about comedy should be allowed. I don't that word, particular word, the N word. I don't like anyone using it, regardless of
no.
their race. It's that's actually one of the few things in life. Genuinely, I'm not just saying it for the sake of it. It's one of the things in life I just think should just be eradicated. Full stop. I just don't. That's just me. If people use it, that's up to them. But it's just something I would never say, and I don't like. But then I'm contradicting myself because Richard Pryor is
What?
one of my favorite comedians.
Right. Well, even he stopped. Even he stopped using the word.
Yeah, but a lot, you know what I mean, though. A lot of because I love black like comedians are my favorite comedians like ever.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Delirious, Raw, like they were
Chris Rock.
wow. Yeah, I mean they went for it, but to me that was I find that so funny. So it's kind of the boundaries of who's saying it and everything else. But other than that, I think unless you're really attacking someone, I don't see what Chappelle did as that bad. I don't like
No,
not
he
really
just
not
he-
really.
no.
What we've seen before, it's nothing.
No, I believe Chappelle's stand-up could be comparable to offensive in this light of how Tropic Thunder was offensive.
And that
You
which
know?
is nothing compared to what bloody Richard Pryor was doing. Like them guys.
Right.
Like those guys
You know,
when
I feel like this is a pendulum effect, because what happened? You know, we have Family Guy, South Park, all these cartoons.
so will they be cancelled?
Well, they're being looked at heavily, but people are always saying, "Well, how did a whole generation raised by Family Guy and South Park become so sensitive?" And I keep thinking about that. I keep thinking, like, well, wait a minute. Maybe we're having this pendulum effect of people getting overly offended because shows like Family Guy, shows like South Park took that liberty and just drove
Maybe
it into
maybe
the ground.
yeah, I mean, maybe I don't really watch a lot of those, but when they're on, if they're on, it's not like I don't not watch it because I'm offended by it. I'm just like
Right.
not mad into like animated stuff. But when I do, say we were together now and you go, oh, dude, you've got to watch this episode of South Park, I'd watch it and I'd probably laugh my ass off because
Right.
it's so like over the line of offensive. But that's what I find funny, you know. So, but if it's got millions of fans, if you don't like it, don't watch it. You know,
Right.
it's
And yeah, there's also that side of it. But Dan Aykroyd, I think Dan Aykroyd,
yeah.
honestly, I'm not gonna harp on him too hard. He's to me, I just see an old man trying to be like, we can have family fun comedy and
No, Dan Aykroyd, you're a mug.
that's hurtful, Ramon.
This is. You're one of these, mate. You're one of these. You're a mug. No, I just think I know he's an older man, but I think even so, comedians especially look at Norm Macdonald. Like these guys know that the essence of their entire life is being able to do their thing and to be funny and just let them get on with it. And if you try and stop comedians doing that, I think we're going to lose some wonderful, wonderful films and great TV. I think we'll just lose the magic and comedy will just be, and that'll be it. I don't want that. I want to be on the floor, like in pain, laughing, like, how could you say that? That's what I find. That's comedy, you know? But
well, I think with since we have people like Dave Chappelle, like Joe Rogan, that are very against letting this cancel culture even affect them. You know, I think we still have hope to maybe that pendulum effect to swing back, maybe not the other way so much, but like find a happy medium.
Find a balance.
Yeah, exactly. Find a balance. So Dan Aykroyd, Ramon is your biggest fan, and he will send you chocolates.
Yeah, mate. You're an idiot. I hope you have a terrible Christmas.
Wow.
I hope Christmas Day. I hope Christmas Day, Dan
did you-
Aykroyd. Yeah, I hope you're sitting there with all your family and your electric goes out, your food don't cook, and you don't have no lights. Have that. That's not offensive.
I hope your cat catches on fire.
No. I like cats. I don't like Dan. I like cats.
Dan Aykroyd, I hope it doesn't snow on Christmas for you.
Ooh, oh man,
That's
Seth,
so mean.
Actually, no. I hope it snows like 3 days before Christmas. That
So
way
you
you
can't
walk
go-
outside, so it's like the gray, like sludgy snow is still out there.
I was gonna say, I hope it snows so much you can't leave your house and go to a family dinner when you're on your own.
See, I would be happy with that. I'll open up a can of SpaghettiOs and say Merry Christmas.
Yeah, sorry, I just
All right, I'm gonna I'm just gonna get rid of Dan Aykroyd there. we
probably for the best.
Yeah, we are now like trying to cancel Dan Aykroyd. So so anyway, Boba Fett trailer, huh guys? Boba Fett trailer.
That was why did we just talk about this after Morbius? Oh, right, because it segued into Dan Aykroyd.
Right, well, because he ran. It was
Yeah,
after
sorry.
it was after Morbius, but
You can always
he was,
guarantee me to be in trouble. I'm sorry.
so the Book of Boba Fett trailer. Okay, I watched this twice this morning. Okay, cool. It exists. I don't care.
Well, you
about
didn't
it.
watch Mandalorian season 2, so like you're not gonna know anything that's going on.
Yeah,
I don't,
yeah.
no,
You're
what-
not going to know anything.
So the trailer is supposed to
Yeah, but
draw
you don't.
me in.
Yeah, but
The
you don't
trailer's
know
supposed to-
anything. Yeah, but you
But
don't
it's
know
like
anything.
an MCU movie, like almost like where you have to watch the other ones to know what's going on here.
Yeah, you don't know anything.
Oh, yeah. You see what you sound like, Seth?
No, no,
Like-
no! Don't you dare!
You're not even a true fan. Yeah, but you don't
Yeah,
even
you don't-
read the comics.
You're not even a true fan.
No, but I mean, like the Mandalorian season 2 literally sets this up. Like not even vaguely. Like it literally sets it right up. The end of the Mandalorian says the Book of Boba Fett coming December 2021. Like it sets this right up. So you need to watch, if you're gonna watch Boba Fett, you have to watch Mandalorian first, at least key episodes.
Well, here's what I'll do. I'll watch the trailer and see if it piques my interest. Nope.
I'd say.
Did you like Eternals? Did you like the Eternals trailers?
No.
No, that's what I thought.
I'd say in defense of what you're saying, I don't think the trailer really shows a lot, and it just looks kind of But at the same time, that doesn't really bother me because I know what I'm going to be getting with it. So I'm looking forward to it anyway, because it's just going to be more kind of vibes like the Mandalorian. So I'm excited anyway. But I don't. The trailer in terms of, I suppose, for people that have not, like mad into it, it doesn't really do a lot unless you're into it. I don't think it's just kind of it's okay. Like, it's one of those trailers. It doesn't, for me, it doesn't go like, wow, you've got to watch this.
I am, of course, being over dramatic with
Yeah.
everything, but I
can't wait anyway because it'll be
I'm
wicked. It's going to
excited
be
for
great.
it. Like,
Yeah.
And over dramatic is redundant. You could just say dramatic. Sorry, now I'm harping on you.
I want to throw this out there. I don't know if it's 100% true or not because people like Hollywood Reporter aren't saying anything about it, but there are some reports out there saying that this trailer only has footage from the first episode of the show.
That's kind of, but I'm glad. That's what I'm saying. That makes more sense because each episode you're not going to get like tons and tons of stuff happening.
And
but
Mandalorian
happy with that.
season 2 actually did that too. All the trailers didn't show any footage from anything after episode 4. So all the footage was only the first 4 episodes, and then everything after that was some stuff we had never seen before.
I wish
So
they
I feel
would
like
do
they're kind of doing that with Boba Fett too.
I wish they would do that with movie trailers, and everyone should be like the first 10 minutes of a movie, because 90% of movies open with some sort of action sequence or something to draw you in, and I think they should do that with films as well, because when we're watching trailers as well, any of them, you can kind of practically tell the story of the entire movie. These days, when you watch a trailer, you're like, oh, that person comes into it halfway through, they have a fight, then at the end they fight at the end because it shows the big explosion. And you're like, well, I know what happens now. So I think that's probably a way forward, really.
Who's playing Boba Fett? Where Seth? Where do I know this actor from? He looked familiar, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
He's in the original. He plays the clones in Attack of the Clones.
He plays the clones in the prequel trilogy, and he is a lesser known role of him. Not many people point this out. He is Aquaman's dad in the Aquaman movie, so that's like kind of where he's been recently.
Oh, okay.
First movie I ever
played
seen.
Jango Fett in Attack of the Clones as well.
First movie, and this is one for the both of you. You need to both watch. It's a New Zealand movie, and it's called Once Were Warriors, and it's about Maoris, and it's about a Maori family, and he plays the dad. He's an abusive dad in the movie, and it's one of his first movies. Tamora something his name is, and his performance is just insanely good. He's terrifying in it. He's terrifying.
I wouldn't have recognized him as Aquaman's dad, Seth.
I want to point out just like kind of a fun fact about this, like kind of a wholesome thing with him playing Boba Fett. He got the call from Lucasfilm to be in something, and they didn't tell him through the call that they wanted him to play Boba Fett again, but he just knew because he played the clones. He had that feeling he was going to play Boba Fett. He showed up over an hour early to the meeting because he was like so excited about it, and like he was walking in, he saw the concept art of him as Boba Fett for the Mandalorian. He was just freaking out about it. No, I don't know. It was kind of a
He's a
wholesome
lovely
fact.
dude, though. Like, genuinely, like when I say it about actors, there's certain people I've watched him since I was a kid, and like he's one of those actors that I've just got a mad love for. Like, as I say, I watched this film with him once with Warriors, and he scared me big time when I was a kid. And he's just one of those guys. I'm glad, like, that he's getting another shot at it. It's because
Yeah.
he's a cool dude, man. He's a really cool dude.
All right. Well, okay. So, Book of Boba Fett. I'm not saying it's not going to be a good show. I just saying the trailer was a little flat for me. That's all I'm saying. And I thought, wasn't there a rule? Aren't they not supposed to take off their helmets? Isn't that a rule?
I think that's
Watch season 2, isn't it?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
watch season 2.
Watch season 2. I don't know what happened. Have you watched season 2? No, I haven't.
Okay. All right.
I do think you should watch season 2 though. I like
Season 2 is
I like it a lot.
amazing.
Oh my god, the final episode. I'm not going to spoil it for you since you haven't seen it.
It's
but-
magical, bro.
Oh, the final episode is great. And
It's magical,
see, we didn't know, like,
bro.
confirmed that Boba Fett was in that. He showed up at the very end of episode 1 of season 2. Jesus,
Grogu's
that
a
was like
legend.
that was like
All
people
right.
have
Well,
wanted Boba Fett
Seth,
stuff for a
we'll put Daredevil on hold, and we can skip through season 2 of Mandalorian.
I know they're doing more Mandalorian, but even if they never done another season, I'd be all right with that because I think that ending, even though I didn't want it to end, it's such an immense ending. If they just stopped it there, I'd be cool with that because
I'll agree with you.
it's so good. The ending, I've never expected an ending that good to a show like that. I just thought, oh yeah, it'll be whoever, and that scene at the end, and I was just like,
and we actually know now that the Mandalorian Pedro Pascal is in this show. They don't show him in the trailer. You can hear his voice though. You can hear his voice in the trailer at some point. But
I'm excited for it though, because if it's anything like the second season of Mandalorian, which obviously can continue in that same sort of vibe, I think I can't wait.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good. I'm glad you guys are into it. And Seth, we'll catch up on season 2 of Mandalorian so you can get off my ass about it. How's that? Is that good?
Yeah, whatever, Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, here we go. Wow, I'm triggered. This is hurtful. I just can't even right now. All right.
Logo.
Film triggered. Yes. Thank you. All right. So something a little nicer here. Gal Gadot cast as Evil Queen in Snow White live action movie.
I'm gonna watch it because she's
Cool.
hot.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
Like, what's her name? Charlize Theron played the Ice Queen or whatever in what was that one? No, it weren't Snow White, was it? It's the Huntsman. Something in was it Snow White and the Huntsman?
No,
I think it's
can't remember.
something like that. Yeah,
no, it's
I know,
not
I only
Snow
watched
White and
it.
the Huntsman. It's
I'll look it up. It's
That's
I
the
know
only
it's
reason I watched.
Huntsman something.
Yeah, it's the only reason I watched it was because of her, and Gal Gadot will be good in this. But yeah, it's not something I'm like, oh wow, about,
Yeah, it is
but,
Snow White and the Huntsman.
but
Is
it'll be
it? Oh.
cool.
Yeah.
See, I'm not really into like the old school Disney stuff, like the Snow White and Sleeping Beauty. I don't think I've ever actually seen any of those. I've just never.
You should be ashamed of yourself, mate.
Oh, okay. Man?
No, you should be ashamed. You should be ashamed.
You know
of
what?
yourself,
That's it. I'm not gonna go on the live stream tonight. Seth, you can go all by yourself.
What?
I'm out.
Oh, good. Actually, then.
Very good. Very good.
No, I've
Good.
I've seen Snow White. I don't really care about this movie. The live action remakes have kind of lost me. Like, I liked Jungle Book, the one that Jon Favreau did. I didn't
seen
care
it.
for The Lion King, which Jon Favreau also did. I did not like Aladdin at all. I really did
seen
not
that
like
either.
Aladdin. I didn't watch Mulan, but it did not look very good at all.
Not seen that either.
And I should
And-
be ashamed of myself. Okay.
No, but
And
I'm just
Beauty
saying,
and
like,
the Beast was not very great
But that's
either.
kind of like the originals again. I kind of see as like, I suppose it might be just like an age thing. Like when I was growing up, like the originals, it was always when I was a kid, it was like Bambi, Dumbo, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty. They were like the main as a kid I'd watch growing up as a kid. But yeah, the live action ones, I don't understand why they just keep remake of remake of remake of remake.
Yeah,
Just,
and
Yeah,
if I,
see, me growing up, I watched Nightmare on Elm Street. Like that's what I watched as a kid, you know, and
explains a lot, man. It's
doctor says I'm better.
but I might be mistaken. I'll look it up just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure Mark Webb is directing this movie.
Oh yeah,
Mark Webb, who did the Amazing Spider-Man
Amazing
movies.
Spider-Man series. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's doing this movie. He
you
is.
kind of know, you
Yeah,
know
he's
what to
directing this movie.
expect. Really, it's just going to be another like generic. Oh, it's for the kids.
yeah,
No, it'll be all right. It'll be one of them. It'll be all right.
You know, when it comes to live action adaptations, Seth, I know you said the Jungle Book. What was the other one that Andy Serkis did?
Oh, Mowgli. Is that the one you're
Mowgli.
talking about? Yeah,
Yes.
on
Seen that.
Netflix.
It's on Netflix. It's called Mowgli. It's a live action Jungle Book, but it's a very dark tale of it. And
Cool.
like I absolutely loved it. And it was directed by Andy Serkis. He stars in it as Baloo. But it's such a good watch.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I
I might
watched
watch
that
then.
and I'd never wanted to watch the Disney Jungle Book because
Saying
I
that
knew
though,
I knew it was going to be like just fun and happy, and I loved how like just like
the question is, have
deep
you
that.
watched the Maleficent movies?
No, I haven't
You
seen
need you need to
those.
watch them.
Okay,
Angelina Jolie, bro.
I knew
Oh.
that's where this was going. As soon as you
Bro.
said, I was like, after your
Bro,
little rant earlier,
her as an evil witch villain.
I know what was odd about
Can't help it, man. But she's just amazing. Sorry.
Seth's over here like. So anyway, movies.
Bill Murray plays Baloo in the live action Jungle Book that Disney did.
Yeah,
Bill Murray is Baloo, and I know that movie has quite a cast. I know Christopher Walken is in it too.
oh, you don't say.
Yeah, I love that guy. He's another
Yeah,
great.
there's a Benedict Cumberbatch. He was in one of them. I can't
He
remember. If
was in Mowgli. He played.
I
The
was gonna
snake.
say, yeah, I couldn't remember if he was in that one or.
Yeah, he was
Okay,
in Mowgli.
I'll check those out then.
Yeah,
I will
but
watch
Mowgli,
them.
it's just if you want a darker tale of Jungle Book, Mowgli's where it's at. If you want a copy and paste of the cartoon, then watch the Disney.
Okay.
But Mowgli is streaming on Netflix. It was made for Netflix, I believe. So yeah, Gal Gadot as Evil Queen, cool. At least we'll have that. I'm not too interested in Snow
I
White.
kind of, do you know what I end up doing? This is honest with like those kind of movies, like the live action ones and that. I kind of save them normally to around Christmas time. You know, like when you're just sitting at home and there's family and stuff and you're bored. I end up putting those sorts of movies on and I end up going, oh, that was good. Like they're those kind of films, but it's not something where when they're coming out, I'm gonna go, wow, I've got to watch that. Like you just said, the Aladdin one. There'll probably be a day or something over Christmas, the holidays, and I'll be like, oh, what's on TV? Oh, that Aladdin. Oh, yeah, stick that on, and like some of the family watch it. Oh, and we'll have a few laughs and that, and that's about it. That's the times I kind of watched him. But other than that, I'm not gonna. Other than you just said like Mowgli or whatever, I'll go and watch that. But other than that, I'm just not that bothered about that sort of stuff. Really, it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind. I don't know. I'm really like if you take a live action adaptation and do what they did with Jungle Book with Mowgli, that's what I like. It's the same story but told in a much different tone. I like that. So I can get
Different
100%
sort of
behind
take
it.
to it. Yeah.
That's why I love so much the 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. That's why
I love them.
That's why I love that so
They're
much.
so cheesy, but I love them.
Well, the first one in particular because it was such a darker tone. It was a richer
Yeah,
story.
it is. It is. Yeah.
You know,
Michelangelo's a legend.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he used to be my favorite. Now I've grown up to be more of a Raphael type of guy, just because
Raph's the more serious one, the mature
life is
one.
hard and stuff. But
yeah, he's the adult. Yeah, but Michelangelo all the way is a complete buffoon. I love him.
I could see you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Can I say one more thing on like the live action Disney things before we move on?
Sure.
Just real quick. Aladdin, my biggest problem with Aladdin was it felt like it was on such a small scale. Like the first, like the original animated Disney movie, that one, it feels like it's on a huge scale, you know, especially that
Yeah.
part with Genie where Jafar takes over Genie, and he grows big, and he like takes the palace, and like that was not in the live action one. Like none of
Yeah.
that was at all. And it feels like it's such just it felt like it was made in like
It,
one room.
it's
Like
funny. It's funny
Mm.
because I'm hearing you say this, and I know, like, somewhere deep seated in your memory, you're resurfacing me telling you this.
oh, that's exactly why I brought that up.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, because
Is this the Will Smith one?
yeah,
Yeah.
the Will
Oh
Smith,
yeah, I didn't
because
see it. Yeah.
it felt so small. It just felt like it was done on a studio with
It felt
green
like a
screen.
play.
Yeah,
Like
it did. It could have been a lot better, but Will Smith stole the show. I did like Will Smith,
that's the
you know,
funny part
thing.
about it, is that was the part everyone was most concerned about. They were like, "Oh, Will Smith's gonna ruin the legacy of Genie," and he ended up being
Oh,
easily the best part. He
right.
did his own thing with it, and he did a great job.
Yeah. Okay. So whatever. All right. Live action Snow White, Gal Gadot. I'll go for you, babe. All right. That's weird.
It's funny though.
Ray Fisher says Warner Brothers canceling New Gods because a Snyder cut is cowardly. Have you heard about this, Ramon?
Yep.
Okay. So let's see. Here's his exact quote. Walter Hamada and Toby Emmerich trying to use Zack Snyder's Justice League as a scapegoat for canceling New Gods is sad and cowardly. And I agree with him 100%. I'm getting really, really fatigued with Warner Brothers and this constant desire to just destroy anything Snyder and blame Zack Snyder for, he used Darkseid in Zack Snyder's Justice League, so we're just gonna cancel New Gods because of him. Shame on Zack Snyder. Anyway, here's 5 Batmans in 1 year of all different actors. You know, like, what the fuck are you guys talking about here? It makes no sense.
When you think about it, this all started looking at the whole scale of all the Snyderverse, everything. This all started because Dan Aykroyd is an idiot.
Going back to that.
Nice.
He just quit. I'm surprised he didn't just walk out of the room.
Right. So no, I'm sorry. Ray Fisher.
Oh, Ray Fisher just came out and says, Dan Aykroyd, you're my hero. Weird. What a coincidence.
No. Ray Fisher, I will back to the ends of the earth simply because of the stick that he was getting, the whole race thing, and everyone online going up against him. And then who was it that's just after? Someone came out last week or the week before about abuse on set of a movie, and it was a Warner Brothers movie. What was it?
Oh,
and everyone was like, "Oh, we believe her. We believe this person."
are you referring to Batwoman?
It might have
the
been
Batwoman show.
Oh, there's another one then. I didn't know that. No, there was even
that's a huge thing. Yeah.
Oh no, hang on, you're right. Yeah, you're right. What's the name? The girl who left. That's
Ruby
it.
Rose.
Yeah.
What's her
So
name?
it makes Ruby Rose. Yeah. So it makes me wonder. I know it's a completely different set, or whatever, but it's all part of the same studio, and you think, well,
Yeah,
everyone believed her. So it makes me question. I mean, I believed him anyway, and how we've seen Warner Brothers behave with the Snyder stuff, I'm kind of even more inclined to believe Ray Fisher when he's saying something. And like you say, it's just an excuse. It's just an excuse. You can't really blame something else for your failures. You just can't. You can't.
Well,
It's silly. It's silly.
I'm reading about it now. Yeah, I didn't know about this, but yeah, she's talking about she didn't feel safe. It was it's an awful show. She wouldn't return for any amount of money, nor did she quit. They ruined her character. They destroyed Batwoman. Oh my God, yeah, she has a lot of stuff. She fought people on set, like physically fought them because she wanted safety.
It just seems it seems a strange thing as well. Is like you've had the thing with I know it's not Warner, but with what's her name, Black Widow, her case. That was all. So this year's there's been a lot of studios and stuff that's been coming out, and it's again just reflective of what we've seen. I'm more inclined to believe a lot of the actors and actresses because we're seeing it quite a bit. It's not like a one-off. We've seen like 4 or 5 instances now where things have happened with the tragedy with the Baldwin thing that's happened. It's like there's a lot of things that are happening. You're like, the studios need to be a bit held accountable, I think.
And here's classic Warner Brothers move. I just pulled this quote off the site I was reading. As Warner Brothers Television has stated, they decided not to exercise the option to engage Ruby for season 2 of Batwoman based on multiple complaints about her workplace behavior. They're putting it on her.
Yeah, because they've got that power. They've got the power in it.
Just like Zack Snyder, it was Zack Snyder's fault that we're not getting a New Gods movie because he decided to use a character in his movie that they didn't.
That was made first.
Yeah. Oh my God. This company is.
It's bad. But people will see through it, and it's not good for the company. It's not good for the. It's not good for them. Like to me, Cyborg, he was the greatest thing, and that's why I was kind of so convinced to sort of believe him and back him, because I watched that performance of him in Zack Snyder's thing, and I was like, this guy's. I loved him. He was one of my favorite things in the Justice League, like the newer one, and when all the stuff come out about him, people were just like attacking him on social media. I'm like, nah, why would a dude risk his career and go up against something like that?
He did risk. He came up with that hashtag. What was it? Accountability over entertainment.
Yeah.
Like he is sticking with it. He's like, I don't care if I ever. This isn't his life. This was his first movie he was ever in. And he didn't like what he saw, and I think he's 100% okay with just moving on. Plus, he got probably a pretty big paycheck for that movie as well.
Yeah.
But but people are just Warner Brothers. Obviously, they said, okay, well, Ray, if you don't shut up, we'll just take you out of the Flash, and that's what they did. So they took Ray Fisher out of the Flash movie. Now
it's sad.
Now, is that why Michael Keaton's Batman is in it? Is that who they replaced with Cyborg?
Maybe,
I don't know, but he could have easily just sat quiet and just collected his paycheck and did what he was told, and I think that's what he did at first, and then he decided he no longer wanted to be quiet about it, and then that's when he came out and became very vocal.
But, and it's people aren't talking enough about how brave that is in this industry. Like you said it best already, but I'm just saying, it's just, I can't believe that there's people who still don't believe him. He's not even the only one who said this stuff about Justice League.
Right.
Gal Gadot has said this stuff too. Jason Momoa has said that everything Ray Fisher is saying is true. Ben Affleck has even kind of come out and said, how bad that making that movie was. Everyone is against this movie, but for some reason there's people that still don't believe him, and I don't know why.
I think it's it's a deeper thing than what we're all talking about. I think it's more of a that when you look at Warner Brothers now, they've got the control to dominate the news media, the power to dominate social media. Like one man, like me going up against Sony on my own, it's just what can I possibly do to, what I mean? They can get my tweets, my accounts blocked. They've got that power to, and I think that's a case of this. But because more of these instances are happening, it's going to become increasingly difficult to hide that sort of stuff because people are seeing it. Like we're sitting here discussing it. So
because it's giving transparency, and that's what Ray Fisher's goal is to give transparency of what's actually going on in these studios. And in Warner Brothers, I don't think they see it. I don't think they know when they come out and say, well, you're not getting New Gods because Zack Snyder used it in his movie. Do you not see how that makes you look? Do you not see, oh wow, just because of that statement alone, I'm going to believe Ray Fisher, because you just came out like a snake. You sound like a snake, just doing your snake talk. And
well, fingers crossed with all of this stuff that's happening with Warner Brothers and takeovers and stuff. Hopefully, fingers crossed, things will change.
How many years have we been saying this, Seth?
No, but I'm saying it's being brought out with Discovery or whatever. There's going to be a completely different bunch involved, and I reckon a lot of people will be thrown out.
Right, but how many times have we done? It was the same when we got the AT&T merger. It was the same when before Walter Hamada, who was the other guy that essentially was asked to step down. I forget his name, the original CEO. When Walter Hamada took over, we were like, oh my God, things are changing. Then Walter Hamada kind of set back, and Sarnoff came over, like, oh, hopefully this will be the change we're looking for. It is but it never is. It's just shuffling shit. They're just shuffling
And
shit.
you think
around.
about it, Ray Fisher is kind of a similar Ray Fisher, Ray Stantz. You see what I mean? There's a connection there, isn't there?
What do you mean?
Well, Ray Fisher
Yeah.
getting, because of him all of this trouble. Ray Stantz, aka Dan Aykroyd,
Oh, jeez. I'm done.
No more. I'm not even gonna because I bashed my foot earlier on the corner of my bed and I was like, for God's sakes, Dan Aykroyd, so sorry, it's my humor. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, you're right, I'm wrong.
Though.
But fingers crossed more will happen and this sort of crap won't be happening. Sorry.
You trip me up, dude.
I need a triggered button.
Oh yeah, you do.
I'm gonna make one just for my screen, and it points that way.
Hold on, I'm trying to find something here.
Pictures of me as a baby. I've got some.
No, I keep those in my wallet. Sorry.
Thank you.
There we go. I blame Dan Aykroyd.
I blame Dan.
Can we make that a hashtag?
That's why I took it down. I was just about to turn it into a hashtag.
Yeah, I'm gonna. That's gonna go in all of my videos this week.
We got to put it up every single time something bad happens that we talk about.
Dan.
I blame Dan Aykroyd.
Well, it is his fault. I'm just saying.
Dan Aykroyd is directly responsible for Venom 2 being a bad movie, and no, I will not elaborate.
So. Yeah. My sister got me this. I'm quite happy with. I don't know if you'll appreciate it.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good old Michael Myers collectible. Yeah, got it yesterday.
That's cool.
Cool little dude. Mr. Myers, help me sleep better at night. Oops. Over you go.
You really did it like that, didn't you? Wow.
Yeah.
I'll wait until Ramon sees this.
Like what? Yeah, you go. I think it is his fault, though.
Across the screen the whole time.
Yeah.
I blame Dan Aykroyd.
Well, that's even better now because if the new movie ain't good, that's what I'm going to use. It's all on him.
Hashtag I blame Dan Aykroyd. Okay. Okay. So here we go. Chris Pratt cast as Garfield. I blame.
I knew he would laugh.
Okay.
What? Seth's so happy about this.
I don't know what to think about this.
Okay, like, yeah, that's exactly what's going on in my head. Like, why?
Who is this man's agent?
Right.
Who is getting him these roles?
Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, I blame Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd is Chris Pratt's secret agent. That's what this is.
Voiceover, kid. That's where it's at. You gotta do voiceovers.
Do you reckon I should use that in the stream tonight? I might ask Matthew tonight on this thing. I'm really like, well, Eternals was really, really good. I loved the character development. I thought the soundtrack was amazing. Now, the big problem is I have no idea what Dan Aykroyd was trying to achieve. And I might just drop that, Matthew, and be like, what?
They're gonna look at you like you have 7 heads. Yeah, Chris Pratt cast as Garfield. Okay, that's
I mean, it makes more sense than Mario. Like I can kind of picture him doing the almost down and depressed voice of Garfield. But Mario? I just don't get the Mario thing. Anyway, we're talking about Garfield. How long has it been since we've even gotten a Garfield movie? Was Bill Murray the last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Murray was the last time I think we got an actual full-on theatrical Garfield movie. And he did 2 of those. So somehow they got him to do 2 of those.
Bill Murray, do you have any regrets? Garfield, maybe.
Never seen them either.
I love Zombieland, man. His cameo in Zombieland is great.
Yeah.
I was sad, but yeah. Oh
yeah.
man, no, it's that.
Have you seen the second one? Have you seen
Yeah,
Zombieland 2?
Yeah,
he has the cameo in the post-credits scene of Zombieland 2.
Hang on, he does, don't he?
Yeah.
Is it in a supermarket or something like that?
Nope.
What is it again?
He is being interviewed by Grace Randolph, by the way, and he is promoting Garfield 3.
Oh, I haven't seen that then. No.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. It shows the very beginning of the zombie outbreak.
Oh, Grace Randolph, Seth. You got closer to her than I ever did.
We're
do you
not
like her,
going
do
to
you?
talk about that.
Do you like her then?
I don't.
Well, I always had a little crush on her, but Seth's little
We are
fun
not
time
going to
on
talk about this
Seth's
today.
little fun time on Twitter. She called him out on Twitter one time, or on her YouTube channel.
Are we going to talk about this then?
Yeah.
Is this what we're gonna talk about?
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Fine.
This is
I've been
the
telling you
precursor
to
to
never
Seth's
bring this up,
conspiracy.
but since you want to bring it up this time,
Oh, if he doesn't
Okay.
want him to bring it up,
I'll-
don't bring it up. Next
no,
subject.
we're already here.
Well, we can talk about it off air if you want, Seth.
Okay, off air.
Okay,
I'll explain
all
the
right.
story to Ramon off air.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, Chris Pratt plays Garfield, but immediately after that announcement came out, Chris Pratt Instagram post backlash where Chris Pratt, yeah, I got it right here. Put up, oh God, I can't read it with the banner. Put up, God, I almost can't read it at all. It says, guys, for real, look how she's looking at me. I mean, find you somebody that looks at you like that. You know, we met in church. She's given me an amazing life, a gorgeous, healthy daughter. She chews so loudly sometimes I put my earbuds to drown it out. But that's love. It goes on and on and on where he's being mushy, but like kind of like condescending at the same time. And people are kind of bent out of shape about it. Like there's a whole like what are they calling him, Seth? Crisp
rat.
They're saying
What did he do wrong?
Well, okay. So if you read
Sorry,
in that thing, if you read in this in this little section here, he says, upon first look, what did he do wrong? And he's put, she gave me a gorgeous and healthy daughter. That's the one of the many things that people are harping on. She gave me a gorgeous and healthy daughter because they think that is Chris Pratt's way of getting at Anna Faris, Anna Faris, because they had a kid together and that kid was born with a lot of health problems. So now he said, you know, that my new wife gave me a healthy daughter, and people are like, "Oh my God!"
I see.
This is an honest. He's trying to throw shade.
He's trying to. Yeah, right. No, I don't think that's the case. That's just people
I don't see it that way at all either.
He's probably in one way. He's probably saying it's not a dig at her, but he's probably like, "Thank God I've got a healthy daughter," because you know everyone knows the trouble that they've had in the past or whatever, like in whoever, but. Yeah, that's a bit of a strange one. I don't see that as so. Can't someone, in other words, can't a person, a man, go on there or a woman go on social media and just speak from the heart? Because that sounds kind of like what he just did.
Right?
That's pretty bad.
I mean, okay, so you have a child that's born with disabilities or what have you, and you have a child that's not born with disabilities. So, because you have a child born with disabilities or health issues, does that mean you're not allowed to talk
Crazy,
about
man.
The other one? Like, I don't. It's just, it's so petty, but it's actually kind of blown up quite a bit. Like, Chris Pratt put out an Instagram post. I think the following day he couldn't sleep. He was going through a depression because the way everyone's like attacking him for this little.
This goes on to the whole cancelling crap again. It goes back to the same thing. It's like. Everyone analyzes every single line you type and every single word, and if it can be picked apart, that's. Do you know what? I know this is a bit of a silly thing to say, but it's one of the reasons I didn't want to start YouTube in the first place for so many years because I was concerned about. Well, as soon as things take off, for example, you know, doing this channels and stuff like that, and it goes big or whatever, then you're going to get that, and that's always been on my mind. But that's so. It's so petty, you know. There's bigger fish to fry in the world. You know what I'm saying? There's bigger problems than. Did he mean this? Did he mean that?
Well, and people are going on to pick apart his post because he says things like, I'm not going to bring it back up, but he says things along the lines of, you know, and maybe if I don't forget to give you an anniversary present or something like that, trying to play off like he's a buffoon of a husband. And people are like, oh my God, this is toxic masculinity. You know, this is what's wrong with him being in the church that he's in, that evangelist, you know, type of church that he's in. You know, like they're every aspect of his life that people are just saying, you know, this guy is just a nasty person. When all I see is just a playful post. Yeah. But at the same time, if I shut down my brain and I try to look at it from the other side.
Yeah, but anything can be analysed, bro. Like anything can.
Yeah,
Look, Chris
yeah,
Pratt Instagram post backlash. What are you talking about? His back because he had a bad back when he was in school. He used to be a footballer and hurt his back. You mocking people who were in wheelchairs.
right,
Like
exactly.
anything can be. This is why I'll get cancelled. Like as soon as I get a break and do like a viral video one day, I know I'm gonna say something that's gonna just instantly get me the thumbs down. But I'm aware of that, and I think it's sad. It's a sad state of affairs that a person can't. Like if he went on there, you know when someone's trying to be mean. If someone goes on there and goes F this person, F that person, or does a video like, you know, we've had leaked videos on social media before of like celebrities. Oh, my husband's a mother. Right, cool. Pick that apart because they're aiming to do that. But if it's
Yeah.
like a family thing and it's just like, come on, like,
Yeah, it's petty and it's just people's toxic nature. So,
you
oh,
can you can see now why so many of these people don't use social media. Go on.
no, I just saw my next news story and
You could see now, though, I think it was Angelina Jolie. Sorry to bring her up again, but she was one of the ones that didn't have. So I don't think Brad Pitt does either.
There's a lot of celebrities who stay off
Yeah,
social
they
media.
just go like, I'm not doing it. And it's for that exact reason.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, that exact reason.
all someone like Brad Pitt's got to do is go, hi, Instagram, I'm having a great day. The sun is shining. And then someone will pick that apart and say, my nan just died because it's freezing cold weather here.
Right.
You trying to like mock people that are cold, that are homeless. Like, come on, like that's what it's getting to. It's
Yeah,
crazy. It's
that is what
crazy,
it's
man.
getting to. You're absolutely right. I agree
It's
with
just
that.
it's nuts.
So your favorite actor is pondering on making a sequel to a movie, The Great Outdoors, that was starring Dan Aykroyd and John Candy, is in pre-production.
I can't wait for this.
Who's going to replace John Candy, man?
I was about to say something, but I better not. I don't think you can.
No,
It'll probably be someone who I don't know. Who does he work a lot with and stuff? Chevy Chase.
nobody wants Chevy Chase is an asshole. Nobody.
I know,
Nobody wants
but
to see Chevy Chase.
I used to think he was so funny. You know, I did. I
Yeah.
used to think he was so funny. Three Amigos
Oh
is
yeah.
just magic.
You know, get
Magic.
Martin Short in there.
He's another dude I like a lot.
I can see Martin Short. He's funny in a completely
Likeable
different way.
dude. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
likeable. I've always liked him. What's the one with the him and Nick Nolte and the little girl? Do you remember the one? And I think the little girl can't speak, and they break out of prison and rob a bank or something like that. It's like one of those
That just
silly
took a
80s
jump.
movies. Yeah, I know. Yeah, like it's.
I think I know what you're talking about. But
the little girl
I,
can't speak, and he's the dad.
that's-
I
but
can't
that-
remember, but he was great.
oh man,
Inner Space is another one.
Inner Space is so good. I watched that movie on repeat constantly when I was a kid. Yeah, I think Martin Short would work. The thing about the Great Outdoors sequel, like, are you really excited about it, or were you just fooling?
No, I mean, I'd watch it. I'd definitely watch it because you know I love the original, but it's
One thing
it's kind of
one thing I was telling Seth was like the one thing that I liked about the Great Outdoors. What I always think about was just how funny John Candy was. I was like, I don't really think about Dan Aykroyd all that much.
I never liked him when I was a kid.
No shit.
No, not Dan Aykroyd. No, John Candy. Not in a horrible way. Not in a horrible way. When I was growing up, he wasn't like a big deal. It was only really Home Alone in the UK that came out, and it was like, oh, right, cool. But Uncle Buck and all those, I never really watched them, and it was only after he passed away that I watched them all, and I'm like, I really like that guy. I just really, really like. He was such a lovely dude, and again, it's just like, damn, like another sad loss, but. Yeah, that's a hard one to follow. It's a tough act to follow.
Yeah, it is. But I think Martin Short would be a good person to fill in that role, and to fill in that space and do it in a different way. So, I know Seth has nothing to say about this because he's never seen the original.
I've never seen The Great Outdoors, and I will throw this out there though. In the few things I have seen him in, which isn't much, but the few things I've seen him in, I do like, or I liked John Candy. You know, I know he has his cameo in Home Alone. And
Yeah.
He's in some other stuff I've seen before.
I think Uncle
like
Buck
him.
is the one with is it
Macaulay
because
Culkin.
it's years ago, yeah, and is there a young girl in it or something where the relationship's not good or something, and that by the end of it they've kind of built their relationship up and all of that, and I don't know, it was that film when I watched it, I was like, I really like this dude, and yeah, it's
I always liked watching John Candy. I've never got into Uncle Buck. Like I just wasn't. That movie just didn't resonate with me.
yeah,
But I love John Candy in other movies, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
he's so funny, and he has like a just genuinity behind him. Like
I think that's what
comes
it is.
across as a very humble person, and like anybody around him can't be having a bad day. Like if
Yeah,
you're having a bad day and you get around John Candy, he just seems like one of those
yeah, he's a
people that
nice dude.
let's
Yeah,
cheer you right up.
yeah.
But again, and not that he should be replaced. Obviously they'll probably pay respect to him in the sequel, but my vote is for Martin Short to fill in that comedic role because I don't think Dan Aykroyd can handle it all on his own. Dan,
And it's you know what, and as much as I'm ratting on him now, it's only because of what he said, Ackwood. When I was younger, again, he was one of those liked a lot of his stuff. I used to watch all of his stuff all the time. Blues Brothers, I love.
Mhm.
I love Coneheads,
Oh yeah,
like everything of his. I was Dragnet, even Dragnet, and Dragnet is a weird film. Like Dragnet is such a
I
strange
don't think
film.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, Dragnet is him and Tom Hanks, where he plays a right straight sort of cop, and he's everything by the book. But I used to watch all of his stuff, Dan Aykroyd, and I really liked him when I was younger. And it's just this craziness is just whatever,
That
Dan.
Yeah, I liked him on Saturday Night Live too, man.
Yep,
Like
yep.
his bit about he was like the guy who sold toys to toys companies. It's like, oh, this is the bag of glass. It's like a bag of glass. Yeah, yeah. It's a big bag of glass for your kids to have fun with. They're like, isn't that dangerous? He goes, well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's dangerous. That's why we put it on the back. It says right here, hey, be careful with that. Like
It's just silly, yeah. That's it, yeah. He was great. It's that same era and ilk of comedian like Bill Murray. I think Bill Murray is probably one of the funniest clean comedians I've ever seen on screen. I don't know what it is about him. Even at the post credits of Ghostbusters 1 or 2, I think it is, and he comes out and he's just dancing, and I can't help but laugh at him. I don't know. He's just got this way about him, Bill Murray, and
yeah,
but
charisma.
yeah.
Have you watched that documentary about people randomly running into Bill Murray?
No.
funny.
It's an
I'll have to
actual
check that out.
thing. It's an actual thing where like people telling these stories. They're like, so we're at a party at my frat house or whatever, and somebody's in the kitchen washing dishes, and we go in there and
It's
it's
Bill
Bill
Murray.
Murray. And like
Yeah.
he'll show up to like people's random parties. Say, hey, I brought some beer, or I could go do a beer run if you want. No, Billy's like he pulls out a wad of cash. Like, listen, man, I got a whole bunch of money that's just burning a hole in my pocket. Let me go buy the beer, and he'll go buy the beer, and it's
I
a
do
very
like him a
interesting thing.
lot. I do like him a lot. He's one of those I've seen a lot of his films because I remember reading the stories when I was younger about Ghostbusters and trying to get him back for the second one, and he was always notoriously difficult to get to work on a Ghostbusters movie. And apparently, when he done it was either the first one or the second one, and he went somewhere like France on his own and done like 2 independent movies and stuff like that. And since Ghostbusters, he's done like Lost in Translation and
Yeah,
The Life Aquatic. He does these really quirky, weird movies, and I
Ed
love.
Wood.
I love all of that kind of stuff. So again, he's a one-off. He really is a one-off. Bill Murray. He's fantastic.
Yeah, I agree with you. What I see when I was watching that documentary of Bill Murray and hearing how he can be difficult on set sometimes, and
Yeah.
like he's been known to like have a short fuse. I see a man evolving who may have some regrets and like doing what he can to kind of like right some wrongs. That's what I see in Bill Murray now.
Mm.
But that's
But
just me.
I do rate him though, because again, there's not a lot of actors that go off and do like The Life Aquatic, and there's another one as well, the Royal Tenenbaums or something like that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he does some really quirky movies that are just strange films, and I end up just really enjoying them because they're not like everything else. So again, I take my hat off to him because he does that sort of stuff as well. So I'll always love Bill Murray. He's just the ultimate cool dude.
Seth, do you hate Bill Murray?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay. I just
I
wanted to make
love
sure.
Bill Murray.
It's great.
I just haven't known what to say. We could have talked about this last week a little bit too. Not the whole Great Outdoors Dan Aykroyd thing. I'm talking like about Bill Murray because of course Ramon missed it last week, but we talked about Bill Murray being in Ant-Man 3. And
Oh
Which
yeah.
is that's a surprising one. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I find that a bit of a weird one. I wouldn't have thought someone like him would jump into an MCU sort of thing. I was well surprised. I'll be honest. I was well surprised he would do that.
yeah,
But
and by the way, I
if-
was not throwing shade at you.
No,
for
no, no,
missing
no,
that.
no, no, no.
I hope it didn't come off like that.
That's okay, Seth.
Well, I'm glad you forgave me, Ramon.
No, it's nothing to forgive.
Ramon, we felt so bad. We talked about it all week. Like every time we talked on the phone, I was like, man, I just feel so bad. I know how
I was talking to my mates about me. These fucking Americans, they blank me. Yeah, no, they fucking. Yeah, no, I'm not going to go on again. Fuck 'em. No, I'm joking.
Oh,
No, it's just one of those things, wasn't it? It's just how it goes, life.
Yeah.
And what was worse, what did I do when I say afterwards? I said on the stream, I went, "Oh, don't worry, guys, I'm going to go and watch this film now and do a reaction to it." And what I can't remember what it was, and it was awful. Oh, I didn't like it. Army of Thieves. I thought it was terrible, bro.
Yeah, I did. I haven't had any time to watch it. It's on my list because I want to watch it and I want to do a review.
Did you enjoy it, Seth?
I still haven't watched it either.
Oh my god!
I'll say this: if I watch it and I don't like it, this universe has one more shot with me.
No,
if I don't like this movie, I will watch one more movie in this universe. And if I don't like that, then I'm.
It's a better movie than. It's a better movie than the last one.
How much did you hate Army of the Dead then?
Yeah, that was terrible.
Okay, so like Seth and I were
just. It's like that. There's so many decisions in the movie. Him, the guy, Mateusz Schwargoffer, you think he's like Schwargoffer or something like that. He's amazing. Like the first 20 minutes of the movie, I won't spoil it or whatever, but the first 20 minutes of the movie is just him. He's great. Like he's enthusiastic. He's funny. The other people come into the movie, and it's just like the things that happen. You're like, that is just so dumb. Like I think you both will. There'll be about 10 things that happen during the movie, and you go like, that's just stupid. Like, and it kind of ruins it. And by the end of the movie, the only thing I could take away honestly is I wish the movie was just him, because he's an interesting character. Everyone else was just very generic, and you'll know as soon as you're watching it, you'll just pick up, I think, the same things I did, and you'll be like, it kind of ruined it for you. But it's got quite good reviews in general. Like people really like it, but I just didn't think it was a good film.
Yeah, I'm so not interested in it just because like I'm having a hard time understanding what Zach's angle is with how he's doing these movies, because I know he has a bigger world planned, but we're getting bits and pieces of it, and like and much like his BVS and Justice League, we're getting bits and pieces to a bigger picture that if we hold our patience for, that might actually pay off to a really cool idea. But I'm just getting a little tired of just waiting for these bits and pieces.
I think they're so out there. I personally, I'm going to sound harsh. I think those two movies on the grand scale would have been the two worst films I've seen this year. Definitely. I think I gave it 3 out of 10 in my review. I thought it was terrible. Like, because it's difficult when you're such a big fan of Zack Snyder's work. It's difficult because you want to support that person and go, yeah, it's going to be great. And then you watch the product and you go, what is this? Like, I've just seen you do Justice League, bro.
Yeah.
I've just seen Justice League and you've just gone like, wow. And then I watch this and I'm like, it's like it was written by a 5-year-old. It's bad. It's really bad. Like,
damn.
Can I give you like one sentence in it that's a spoiler?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or not?
Seth, are you okay with that?
Go ahead. Sure.
You sure? If you don't want me to, I won't. But it's just
I don't mind. I don't plan on really watching. I might watch it eventually, but I don't really care about spoilers.
Obviously, it's all about different bank jobs, right?
Yeah.
And these vaults are supposedly like the most special holy grail of vaults and everything else. And you go, right, cool. They've got this team and they've got to get this vault moved so they can, take it while it's on the move. And there's a section in it. It's like a cutscene section, and the main lead says, "Well, how are we going to get it?" And she goes, "I've already dealt with it." And then it goes to a cutscene, and it's got one of the girls who's just some girl that's in the film, picks up the phone. She rings up the bank that's got this vault with like $100 million in it. She goes, "Hi, this is Interpol. Did you know that the other vaults have been taken?" The woman don't even answer her. She puts it down. She goes, "Guys, we need to move the vault." I'm like, what? So some random person just rings your phone. This isn't even, and the woman that answers the phone ain't even the bank manager. It's a secretary. Yeah. Secretary answers it. She goes, "Okay." And she just hangs up and she goes, "Right, we need to move the bank." And then everyone there goes, "Right, we need to move it in case someone breaks into it." I'm like, you just took a phone call. You don't even know who it was. And that's the mentality of this
So
film.
now I'm really curious to watch this movie.
Yeah, that's the mentality of this film. Like, it's things like that, and I'm like, I can get it if you're doing a silly movie and it's a comedy and whatever, but it's trying to be a serious movie, and I'm
Right.
like, this is so dumb.
Quick shout out.
Like,
This is to Ghost
Satin
78.
Ghost.
63. Yeah. This is our very first ever Twitch comment. So
Ghost. Sorry.
Yeah, we're talking about the Army of Thieves. Ramon, not a big fan
It's
of it. I
that
haven't
sort-
watched it yet, but yeah,
Like, there's about 10 to 15 things in the movie like that, and each one happens, and I'm like, come on.
yeah.
Like, and it just, if it was just him in the movie, the main guy, yeah, I think it would have been a good film. You'll see the first 20 minutes, you'll both be like, "Yo, what was Ramon about?" Like, this is
Okay,
good.
well, here's my thing. So, like I was telling you before, when it comes to Zack Snyder and this whole visionary thing, I really want to like keep my hope up. Now, I love Batman v Superman. I love Zack Snyder's Justice League. I love Man of Steel.
Yep.
That doesn't make me a Snyder fan. That makes me a fan of those movies. You know, I'm not a big fan of 300. You know,
I do and I don't. I've got mixed feelings with that.
Yeah, Army of the Dead. Yeah, we're talking about the prequel that just came out. So
Yeah.
like the Army of Thieves. You know, I'm okay with Watchmen. I think it's an okay movie. I used to like it really well, but its rewatchability doesn't work for me as well as these other ones do. So when I say I'm not a Snyder fan, I don't mean like I hate his movies, but I don't just go support a movie just because Snyder did it. And this Army of Darkness was my first
Army of the Dead. Sorry.
Army of the Dead. Sorry, thank you. This Army of the Dead movie was my first real attempt to like let go of all the stuff that was going on, you know, in the Snyder, you know, the shit with DC and Snyder and all that, the releasing Snyder cut, and actually just watch a movie. And I was meh about it. Meh. But what I did see was a whole bunch of good little nuggets of like potential awesomeness, like the fact that there's aliens in the beginning that nobody ever saw. You see two spacecraft just zoom
I
off.
thought Army of the Dead's one of the worst zombie movies I've ever seen.
Right, but like there's other things that build.
It's got
into it.
it's definitely got
You know,
qualities.
like when they blow off the zombies' heads, they have blue glowing lights. What is that? You know, and he's giving.
I expected more. I just expected more after
Right,
the Dawn of the Dead remake. I was like, this is going to be awesome.
I expected it to be more also, but when it was okay, I was like, okay, you know what? Snyder is a slow burn. I will let him burn his candle slowly, and I'll join the party. And his choice to do a prequel of Army of Thieves that has nothing to do with any of the cool shit. I mean, besides the heist.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that whole element. Is amazing. Like the way he breaks into it and it's all cool. But again, it's just him. Everything else in it is just like
right. So Ghost asks, "Is it worth to watch it?" What do you think, Ramon? Do you think it's worth a watch to stream it?
Yeah, I'd say watch it because I'm just being very, very harsh and I pick films apart a little too much. But majority of people really like it, so yeah, you should watch it.
Cool. Yeah, and I'm going to give it a go too. But my whole entire point was it was just a it was just a very odd decision when you pique my interest into this possible alien robot whatever world that these zombies could have came from, and you decide to focus on the heist instead. Like what like I was like I was wanting to go forward. I was wanting to see
Yeah.
what this other stuff was, and then I haven't seen the movie in respect, but what I can gather is you took all the supernatural stuff out of it.
It's nothing. Yeah, none of that's in it. It's nothing to
Yeah,
do
you
with
took
any
all
of that.
that out. Like why?
That's another thing in it. Oh my
I don't
god,
understand. I can't figure it out.
it's difficult not to say. Yeah, I won't. But there's
Well,
another
okay.
major thing in it, and I'll ask you afterwards, and you'll be like, huh?
Yeah,
It don't
well,
make
Ramon,
sense.
we're gonna
So,
we're
yeah.
gonna have to do a live spoiler discussion about it
And
when I
I
watch
know
it.
I'm being a bit
Sure.
harsh. It is a better movie, I think, than Army of the Dead because I just found I found more problems with Army of the Dead than I did with when I was watching this. And it's not like I don't intentionally watch a movie and go, right, let's pick it apart and find problems. It's not that. But you know, when you're like really trying to engage in a movie and it's like everything's serious. Say there's like a monster movie and everything's serious, and then all of a sudden, like a bunny rabbit starts going over singing a song. You're like, what? Like, what has that got to do with anything? That makes no sense. And then it don't
Right.
mention it again. You're like, but then like another 10 of them things happen in the film. You're like, it takes you out of the experience of the film, and that's what I was finding with these two movies. Like I was watching it, and every couple of scenes, something happens, and I'm like, this is just dumb. Like this is just stupid. So it ruined the movies for me, I think.
Oh,
And they
man.
could have been great.
Seth, if I watch it, will you watch it?
I mean, you
I'll
both
think
see.
about it.
I'm sure I'm sure I've mentioned it on here before, but I'd say the biggest problem I have with Army of the Dead, and I swear I said it on here, that the guy who was trying to get like the head of the zombie girl or something.
Yeah.
And he goes out halfway through the movie, and they go out to this car, and they call the zombies out or something, and he chops off her head, puts it in a bag, and goes back inside where everyone is. The car that he called her to was the same car where the big crates are behind them.
Yeah.
That's how they got in there. All he wanted was the head. So why didn't he just leave? He's right at the door. It's literally right behind him where they came into where all the zombies are.
Yeah.
So he calls down the zombie. He chops off her head. This is what I wanted. I don't care about the bank vault. I'm going to put it in the bag. There's the escape. I can go. The door is literally 10 meters from me. No, I'm going to go back in there where all the zombies are and all these people that I don't care about for no reason to go on the roof and escape with this head in a helicopter. The door's there, bro. It's stuff like that. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like, I've got the money here. There's a bomb over there going to go off, an atomic bomb. Or should I go to the door that says escape here with all the money? No, I'm going to go towards the bomb.
Right. It doesn't make sense. There's definitely some issues for sure.
That's
yeah. Well, I now you've piqued my interest a little bit more.
Now you really want to watch it.
Well, I've been wanting to watch it. I just haven't had the time to do it. But
it's definitely better made. It's definitely better made, but it's just got things like that in it where you'll just be like, really?
All right. Well,
yeah,
I blame
sorry.
Dan Aykroyd, so
I think that is his fault, actually.
All right, guys. I'm gonna call it quits for this episode.
Can I say one thing before we go?
No.
So 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
All right.
Ladies and gents that are watching this, if you've not seen The Harder They Fall, which is on Netflix, you really need to watch it. I didn't want to see it. I thought it looked really bad in the trailers. It's a flipping brilliant movie.
I've heard of it. I haven't had any interest in it, but I've heard some people talk about it. Is it actually that good?
I thought it was the nuts. I'd put it in my top. It's definitely going to be in my top 5 movies of the year because I didn't think it was going to be a good movie. It's your typical Western, like the Magnificent Seven, like the old Clint Eastwood, just typical Western movie. It's just very, very well made, and every character in it has got their moment on screen. I thought it was great. That's it. The Harder They Fall, Netflix. Watch it.
Well, it's on Netflix. Perfect.
Yeah.
Harder They Fall. Well, I have one more thing to say also because today is a long day for you and Seth because you guys are talking spoiler talk over on Al Seward's channel, also known as Dark Side Reviews, which I have the link for that in the comments on YouTube and on Twitch. So they're going to talk spoilers of Eternals. So if you have seen Eternals and you want to dive into a discussion with some people that have watched it and have some opposing views from what I've seen, please head over to Al Seward's channel and show them some love. Subscribe to his channel. Again, that's Dark Side Reviews on YouTube. My man Ramon here, he'll be there, and the man behind the curtain, Seth, will be there representing Film Trigger. Yeah, but all that today, guys. I appreciate you all being here. Ramon from Hit or Miss TV. Go find him on YouTube and all the other social medias. And Seth, well, he's with me every week. Oh, look at that! Look at that little pretty bunny rabbit. You gonna sing us? You gonna sing us a song? All right. We've lost our shit. We're done.
We're getting a little too comfortable on this.
I told you guys I told you I felt slap happy today, and but
I'll tell you why.
I blame Dan Aykroyd. So
I'll tell you why me and you both were at 100%. It's because we got that extra hour of sleep.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I got that extra hour of sleep, so I was feeling 100%.
All right. Well, we'll be here every Sunday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Ramon and Seth Draven. And until next week, stay trigger happy, my friends. Peace.